wisdom. Tune in and take a seat now. Stories that make you say wow. Lessons learned and dreams we sow. Inspiration like the morning glow. Action sparked by a word so true. Transformation starts with what you do. Leaders speak and leaders guide, reshaping worlds from deep inside. Oh, TammyRenee, she's on the mic, sharing tales that'll change your life. Wave of change, leaders arise. Together we will touch the skies. Podcasts that make hearts beat fast.
Come on in to the Wave of Change, where I am interviewing leaders who inspire action, sharing stories, giving tips, and dropping gems. Come make some waves with us. Like, share, comment, ask a question if you want. And if you are catching this replay, you know what to do. Hit that hashtag replay. My name is TammyRenee, and I am here to help you make change and take action in your life. And today, we are talking about embracing the process, not just the outcome. So drop some waves in the comments and let's welcome founder of Pen.Paper.Publish, author, coach, Christian inspirational author, Shelly Lee. Yes, drop those waves. Hello. How are you doing today?
I'm good. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. I'm good.
Yes. So why don't you share a little bit about you and what you do?
I am Shelly Lee. I am the proud parent of 2 adult children. I am a woman of God. I'm sassy. I'm sexy. I'm smart. I am also a Christian inspirational author coach, and I also ghostwrite from time to time. My day job is a data entry keyer.
Oh, that's a big difference, huh? But I guess if data enter, you're using your hands, your fingers, which would be for the ghostwriting. I love that. You know, so many people look for ghostwriters, and it's so great to have you here so that they can find you. I'll have to make sure to mention that.
Thank you.
So tell me a little bit about your publishing company and how do you help women publish their story?
So my publishing company is called Pen.Paper.Publish. I empower aspiring authors to bring their stories to life by guiding them through the writing process and supporting them in achieving their publishing goals.
Okay, so let me ask you, when it comes to shaping your journey as a writer and curator, what advice would you give for that?
First of all, do it scared. Sometimes we let fear tend to grasp us from doing the things that we need to do and should be doing, but because of the unknown, because of fear of judgment, because of what other people may think, it can stop us. So my coach told me, do it scared.
So how do you do it scared?
I go forth anyway. For me personally, I go ahead, I sit myself down. I pray about whatever it is I'm going to be doing. If it's writing my next book, I pray for direction. And then I use what I have is a 5P module, or better yet, a 5P method. This method is something that God gave to me in June 2024 this year. So my method is, when it comes to authors writing their books, aspiring authors getting their books written, is pray, plan, pen, proof, publish.
Can you repeat that one more time for the audience?
Pray, plan, pen, proof, publish.
Y'all hear that? Pray, plan, pen,
proof,
and publish. That's
yes,
5 steps that she helps you get past that fear.
Yes.
So that you can publish your book, right? Right. And so when you're working with authors to publish their book, do you work with authors to publish more of their life story, or is it nonfiction, fiction? What types of books do you work with women on to publish? Or
It
do you
was-
work with men?
I work with men too, but for the most part, my audience are women, and they are sharing their life story of how they overcame trials and tribulations, maybe domestic violence, maybe a survivor of a wreck and how God God helped them to survive that wreck, maybe dealing with a child who had mental illness. They show how they overcame the trials
And you
and they
just
turned their trials to triumph.
okay, so you just kind of help them. So what if they're not healed yet? Can they still work with you, or do you work with someone to help them release those emotions and those things that are holding them back, or how do you handle that part?
Good question. I have a VIP client. Her name is Ashley Marie. Ashley Marie is just self-published a book with me. Well, I just helped her self-publish a book, vice versa, however you want to say it. But nevertheless, her book is called Blessed and Bad to the Bone. And Ashley Marie wrote this book while she was homeless. I had no idea that this woman was homeless. Every time we talked, she showed up. Sometimes she didn't even have a laptop. She had to go to the library or she was working out of her car. So I have partnered with her, and she can help the people get through the healing process, and then I take it from there.
Okay, so that's great that you have someone to work with on that, because I would say my book was written during my healing process. And not that I was working with a publisher or someone to help me write the book. I wrote the book, didn't even know I was going to be writing the book, but I also was working with a therapist to help me release those things.
Yes. Yes.
So that is, I feel like, something very important when you want to get into those deep feeling, those deep emotional books, that
Yes.
you do have that support, because I do also feel like it's easy to kind of overskip some things if you don't understand the things about yourself.
Right.
So I'm glad you have somebody who works with you on that part of it.
Yes, ma'am.
What are some other, how do you help your clients stay focused on writing this book if they tend to want to fall off, and you really truly believe it? Let's just say you believe in them and their story, and you know they have it in them, but they're fighting the resistance of doing it. How do you help them stay focused and keep moving forward, taking that action, as we say?
I have been called persistent. I have been told that I have no problem with holding them accountable. I had for Ashley Marie, there were some times when she would hide from me. I felt like she was hiding. I would text her, how's the writing going? Do you have your homework ready? Because we have a 90-day calendar that I give them, and this is what we're going to do for every day. We have it all mapped out. And sometimes she wouldn't answer my text. So I'd email her. Ashley wouldn't answer my email. So I message her. Eventually, Ashley responds because she know I'm coming for her. So I like to hold them accountable. If you're going through something, let me know. Hey, Shelly, I got company. My child has came in from the Army, because I have my newest client. Her son comes in from the Army every now and then. So when I don't hear from her, I'm like, okay, let me check on her. And finally, she answers, I'm sorry, my son is in. I understand. Okay, I'm going to give you a week with your son, and then we're going to get back on it. Because I believe I'm going to be the one that come after you, because you got it. You contacted me for a reason. You wanted your story to be told, and I'm going to help you.
Oh my God, I love that. Do you know how many coaches that will just take your money and not hold you accountable?
Yes,
Or they'll do as little as possible and say, well, it was available.
Yeah.
But there are people out there who are scared, who are scared to even show up for themselves.
Yes.
So the fact that you stay on them, and the fact that you are in their DMs, you are emailing them, you are asking them, what's up? You gave me your money. You wanted me to help you. Let's do this.
Right.
So I commend you for that. I really, really do, because there's not a lot of coaches who say they ain't paid me for all that.
True.
I'm here just to give a lesson, and that's what they get. They either show up or they don't. Give me your $5,000, $10,000, but I'm not doing anything extra.
Right.
So that is, you guys hear that? So there are coaches. There are coaches out here who will help keep you accountable.
Yes,
And if
ma'am.
you're interested in writing a book, I really highly recommend contacting Sheila, because what she has said has already impressed me. And I haven't really known her too long. I just met her. This is the first time me hearing her story and knowing how she approached her business. So I really love that. So, what else would you like to share about yourself and how you became a writer?
It's funny you asked that question because I have been thinking for a long time about my what they call a brand story. And I used to talk about how when I was a little girl, there weren't enough Black books around when we were growing up. There was like Charlie Brown, Encyclopedia Brown, Julie Bloom, I think Bloom, yeah, Judy Bloom, and a whole bunch of other ones, but not too many ones written by us for us. Then I thought about how I worked in a library and I saw a whole bunch of books by African American women, and I'm like, okay, we and men. I said we are out here somewhere. So I thought about those two brand stories, but then as I sat down and I thought about it, this book here, How God Spoke and I Listened, that's how I became an author coach. Back in 2015, I was sitting at my desk in my office and I was just doing my work like I was supposed to be, but God said it's time to put it on paper. And I said, it's time to put it on paper. I said, okay. And for me, I immediately knew what he was talking about. What had happened was from the age of junior high all the way to adulthood, I had 7 tablets filled with messages. I had what I wanted to be when I grew up, messages from God, sermons from church and pastors and things like that, just a whole collage of stuff. And so those 7 tablets turned into God Spoke and I Listened. Once I got that book out, everybody was coming to me, Shelly, how can I write a book? How can I get started? And this book opened the door to me being an author coach.
Wow. Now, I know if you've listened to me in the past, you have in the last few episodes, you've heard me mentioning, just as she's speaking, you do the work. Sometimes you don't even know what the work you're doing is supposed to be.
Right.
But if you're following and if you're keeping that faith and you're keep doing what you're told to do, and it might not be verbal, it might be in your head, it might come through you through a sensation, it might come through you through a knowing, whatever it is that God is leading you to, if you follow that, even though like Sheila said, you may not know, Shelly, I'm sorry, Shelly said, I keep wanting to call you Sheila, but it's Shelly, folks. It's Shelly, okay? Like Shelly said, if you follow where you're being led, it's going to be fruitful for you. Yep, I am a true believer in that. And sometimes people may think you're like, what is she doing? Where is she going? You know, have you ever had that said to you before?
What you up to now, Shelly? What you working on now? Oh, I'm doing XYZ. Well, why are you doing all that? I don't know why I'm doing it, but I was told to do it.
Exactly. And not everyone will understand. So let me know, how did you deal with that when people did not see your vision or know or believe in what you was doing or thought, oh, she's just off doing something else that she likes to do? How did you deal with that to keep you moving forward?
It didn't bother me, honestly. It didn't bother me at all. I have been always they call me bossy. I've always been a bossy person, if you want to use that term. So whatever it is that I'm supposed to be doing or am meant to do, I'm going to try it until the wheels fall off.
Wow. Just keep going, right? Keep
Yes,
going.
ma'am.
Get it done. Get
Yes,
it
ma'am.
done. Wow. So what advice can you give people to use faith, stay persistent, and not worry about the outcome? What advice could you give?
The advice I would give is always pray. I promise promise you all, if you always pray about whatever it is that's in your heart that you're desiring to do, always put God first because He's not going to lead you in the wrong direction.
That's right. Always pray. And then you have a book. It's 90-day coaching. Oh, that's a 90-day coaching. Tell us a little bit about your coaching session.
So a coaching, which one are you talking about? The 90-day or the 1 hour power hour?
Oh, you got two. You can share them both.
Okay. So the 1 hour, the author power hour call is what it is. It's $97. And in that package, you come to me, hey, Shelly, I need to know how to get started with my book, or I'm having a problem with doing a writing schedule, whatever it is, your problem that you have. I will sit with you. We will talk about it. I will give you an action plan, and you will go and implement that action plan. So you talk to me for an hour, and we solve your problem in that hour.
Okay, and then they go do the work.
They got to do the work.
And then what about your 90-day?
So that is a writing course. You work with me for 90 days to get your book written. We go through my 5P module that I told you about, and then we get your book written. And then if you decide that you want me to help you publish, then we'll go to those steps also.
So when it comes to publishing, how do you handle that? Do they publish on Amazon, or do you use a publisher, or what is your preference on having your clients publish?
I recommend that they self-publish, and I recommend that they self-publish on Amazon, but you will also need to self-publish on your own website. Because by doing it on your own website, then all the money is coming to you. Whereas Amazon, you got to give them a little bit, because you're on their platform. But overall, you need to self-publish your book on your own website.
Okay. So any advice for those who want to self-publish, but don't want to go through Amazon? How do you do that?
So if you don't want to use Amazon or Lulu or Ingram Spark or anything like that, then what you would have to do is find a print-on-demand company. And then you have to read their terms and see what they expect out of you to get your book print on demand, and then you send it to your audience.
Okay. Because I'm in the process of writing my next book also, and I wanted to do something like that, but I didn't want to go through Amazon per se this time, even though I know from experience you can publish on Amazon and you can also print, as long as you don't join their KPT or something like that. As long as you don't join that, you can still publish on Amazon and on your own.
Right.
Because if you join, and correct me if I'm wrong, but if you join their KBP or whatever
unlimited thing,
you have limitations, right?
Yes.
Like you can't self-publish at that point. Only they can have ownership, not ownership, but only they have the rights over your book, right?
Yeah, I didn't indulge in that at all. So I don't know too much about it, but I have heard that everything is under their umbrella of how they want it done.
Yeah. So I think we both will give you advice. Don't do it that way.
Yes.
Because you're so limited, right? So limited. Okay. Shelly, I got it right? Shelly? Yes. I don't know why I kept wanting to call you Sheila, but you got two names from me today.
Shelly Sheila.
Shelly Sheila, hey. But Shelly can help you publish your book. If you are looking to publish your book, it sounds like these are transformational books. These books will take you through the journey of releasing yourself and getting it out to the world, getting that message out. Right. But would you like to add any last comments, any other things you'd like to talk about, share with the audience, anything like that?
I just want to say that I feel like we all have a story, and you could be sitting on somebody else's breakthrough. So if God has called you to write a book, or you feel like he is leading you to write a book, contact me. I can help you get it done. Let me help you birth and deliver your book.
Hey, birth and deliver. So if they're ready to birth and they're ready to deliver, how do they find you?
You can find me on Facebook.com/pen.paper.publish. Instagram, pen.paper.publish.
So easy. Pen, paper, and publish.
Right.
That's what you need to write your book. And I want to thank everyone for being here. sharing this time with us. And when you're ready to write, you know who to reach out to. I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Thank you.
Wisdom,
Bye.
smoke wars like molasses. Legendary queens and the bosses, no glasses. TammyRenee microphone, fire, she